One of my favorite conversations just happened yesterday at work. We have this young kid, same age as Mo, on our team, who speaks, I don't know, maybe 5 languages, if not even more. His dad is from Sierra Leone. His mom is Korean, and his stepdad is Bosnian. And if you look at him, you probably wouldn't guess any of that. Light eyes, soft hair, fair skin, with an Arabic name, but he doesn't speak Arabic. So if stereotype were a coloring book, he missed every line. You'd probably spend the first 10 minutes just trying to figure out where he's from. I know I did. So naturally, we became friends. The observer that I am, I watched him talking to one of our black coworkers, and something just fascinating started to happen. He effortlessly just shifted into AAVE. His entire way of speaking changed. Not like in a fake way or performative way. His rhythm changed. His expression, his body changed. It was like watching another side of him come to life, emerge. I smiled because I've been there. My ex used to say, the second you're around your sister, you become a completely different person. He's not wrong. My sister was my best friend, my safest person for most of my life. The version of me that showed up with her wasn't a different Xana. It was simply a more relaxed one, a more familiar one, a more home version of me. So we talked about my observation, and the conversation went something like this. He started telling me how every environment had its own language. At home, Korean and English blend together into Konglish. With his stepdad, Bosnian and English, they become Bonglish. And then we laughed about Arabic, and he was like, yeah, English, English. And I said, no, Habibi, it's Arabizi. And he was like, oh my God, that's so much cooler. I'm going to adopt that Arabizi. I was like, perfect. It made me realize that every culture seemed to create its own little linguistic bridge. Not because people don't know the proper language, but because belonging creates its own dialect. Then the conversation took another turn. He shared because he's queer and joked that he's not a girl, but girl adjacent. He can have an entire conversation with his girlfriends without saying a word. Just looks, facial expressions, and energy. Immediately, I started laughing. My cousin and I share the same thing. We don't just switch languages. Sometimes we switch into sign language. Her brother is deaf. So somewhere along the line, our conversation shifted beautifully between Arabizi, body language, and sign. Half of those conversations happen just between our hands and our eyes before the words even arrive. And that's when it hit me. I don't think language is just about words. I think language is about safety, about familiarity, about shared history, about knowing someone well enough that your nervous system stops translating and simply starts expressing. It's called code switching, but I wonder sometimes if it's actually called belonging switching. The nervous system has an extraordinary way of asking one question before we even open up our mouths. Who is safe to be around? And depending on that answer, our voice, our posture, our vocabulary, our humor, our volume, our cadence, they all quietly rearrange themselves long before we realize we have changed at all.